Good evening, friends near and far. This is Santa Claus with you on this December 16, 2025, bringing you the day's happenings as we draw closer to Christmas. Today marks 318 years since the last eruption of Mount Fuji in Japan, a reminder of nature's power and our smallness in this grand universe. Speaking of powerful forces, our economy continues to face challenges as unemployment rose to 4.6% in November, its highest in over 4 years. While 64,000 jobs were gained last month, we've lost jobs in 3 of the past 6 months. My heart goes out to all families worried about putting presents under the tree this year. Remember that true worth isn't measured in paychecks, but in the love we share with one another. Now, turning our gaze across the Atlantic, France and Italy have found common ground in seeking to delay a final European Union vote on the Mercosur trade deal. In times of economic uncertainty, leaders must carefully consider how agreements impact their most vulnerable citizens. President Macron and Prime Minister Meloni's alignment reminds us that even those who differ can find paths to cooperation. Meanwhile, in the northern reaches of Europe, 8 countries including Finland, Sweden, and the Baltic nations have issued a joint statement identifying Russia as the most significant threat to peace in the Euro-Atlantic region. These countries, many sharing borders with Russia, gathered in Helsinki ahead of a broader European Council summit. As tensions persist, I pray for peace in all hearts, for only through understanding and goodwill can true security flourish. With a heavy heart, I must share news from the Eastern Pacific, where U.S. military strikes on 3 suspected drug-smuggling boats have resulted in 8 deaths. Defense Secretary Hegseth described these individuals as narco-terrorists who have killed more Americans than Al-Qaeda. This campaign has now claimed over 90 lives since September. Let us remember that every soul is precious, and while we must protect the innocent, we must also seek justice tempered with mercy. In a brighter moment, President Trump has asked Chinese leader Xi Jinping to consider releasing Jimmy Lai. The 78-year-old Hong Kong pro-democracy advocate recently found guilty under national security laws. Mr. Lai has been imprisoned since December 2020 and could face life in prison. May compassion open doors where politics has built walls, and may we never forget those who suffer for standing up for freedom and dignity. On the economic front, Korea Zinc has announced plans for a $7.43 billion smelter in Clarksville, Tennessee. This joint venture between South Korea and the United States aims to strengthen supply chains for critical metals and minerals. Construction won't begin until 2027, but the project represents hope for new jobs and cooperation between nations, a reminder that we can build bridges of mutual benefit across ocean. Across the pond in Britain, a troubling development as the government has ordered a review of foreign financial interference in politics. This follows the conviction of Nathan Gill, a former Reform UK leader who was jailed for taking bribes to promote Russian interests. As Housing Secretary Steve Reed noted, this conduct is a stain on our democracy. Indeed, the integrity of our democratic institutions must be guarded as carefully as we guard the spirit of giving during this holy season. Finally, some candid revelations from the White House as Chief of Staff Susie Wiles acknowledged in interviews that score settling has been behind some administration prosecutions. Ms. Wiles offered remarkably frank assessments of several officials, noting she had tried to persuade the president to end retribution after 90 days in office. As we approach Christmas, I'm reminded that forgiveness heals not just those forgiven, but those who forgive. True strength comes not from settling scores, but from extending grace, even to those who have wronged us. May peace be with you all this evening, and remember, the greatest gift we can give is kindness to our fellow travelers on this earthly journey. This is Santa Claus, wishing you goodwill until we meet again.